What's up, newcoming TERA fans? This is ShinkXD bringing you a first impressions review and personal outlook on the game. I've only reached level 15 in the game, so I haven't exactly experienced the full effect of the game yet. This is mainly just a beginner's review to, explain what I've seen so far in the game and what I think about it, the, ups and downs, pros and cons, and hopefully to inspire you to actually download the link in the description, because I'm that fancy, I put it in the description, and come join me in this awesome game. I love this game. First things first, this game is absolutely beautiful. I am the biggest fan of the art style involved in this game. It's honestly the sole reason I had to go buy new pants yesterday. The graphics of this game make you strive to keep playing, in my personal sense. It constantly keeps me exploring just to see a new site that I've never even seen before. Now, the enemies in this game are the most creative things I have ever seen. The developers in this game are the most creative people. I don't know how you can come up with what they have come up with, and it's ridiculous. They are so creative, and honestly, they're apparently related to the storyline, and I've never seen such mysterious creatures before. The enemies as well as the terrain, the art style that I love so much, just put me in awe of the game's natural beauty. Now, there's just one thing that gets to my pancreas. Alright, I am a fan of anime, but this right here does not make sense to me. Little anime-arted girls in such a game like this, especially carrying and swinging some giant axe like 10 times the size of themselves. Well, I guess it relates to the storyline in some way, so I won't complain. Plus, just look at her. So, if you're into little girls swinging giant rods such as this one, this game will certainly fulfill your disturbing pedophilic needs. Please note, I have actually figured out recently that they were born from gods, and there's a reason for that, so they are super extra strong, and they're allowed to do that, so I'm not even going to complain anymore. Combat. Combat is the overall thing I look for in a game or MMO, seeing as it is really what the game's focusing on in most cases, and this game had me sold right through the prologue. In the prologue, you start out around level 20 with some fresh skills according to that level of the class you pick, and you go through a series of quests before reaching the beginning, which is called the Island of Dawn. It gives you a sense of your class before you enter the game, which helps me, because all my friends know me in games, pick a class in sooner than 10 weeks. That's something I always struggle with, picking a class. I always look towards in-game and such, yet I never make it, because I've played 6 other characters by the time I could have been the best player ever, as modest as I am. TERA's action combat focuses your attention on the middle of the screen, right where your attacks land. While you can certainly play without any textual assistance, TERA's UI is completely customizable to fit your playstyle. You can change it you can resize the entire UI, you can move things around, it fits however you want it. You have crosshairs in the middle of your screen that allow you to aim at what you're hitting, obviously. The way that this works is extremely open and allows more control over the battlefield, as when you swing your battle axe, it's going in the direction you're facing rather than in numerous considered WoW clones with the multi-target button mash combat system. Recently I discovered that there are more classes, all classes have this feature for your party that you can target and focus just to make sure that your team is on the right track. You can target one enemy for your team to fight that enemy, but I know that there are certain skills that require lock-on capabilities, but it's not really a general combat option, it's more of a simple ping in League of Legends. In combat, there are many different skills to go along with this open real-time system combat. There are lock-on skills, charge-up skills, buffs, debuffs, and all that good jazz. And yes, there are roles in this game, such as ranged or melee, burst or sustained DPS, absorption or evasion tank, as well as primary and support healers. You can also use a gamepad controller, and it works really well with the system of combat. For example, if any of you guys have played DC Universe Online using the PS3 controller, because it was available on PS3, and that's how I played it, the system of combat in TERA is actually somewhat relative to that of DC UOs. But of course, you can't really compare two titles, or else it would be like the end of the gaming world, when creativity becomes Pong with colors. With this, I chose the class of a Slayer, as you see now in this video, which is known to be a melee burst DPS related class with high evasion. In most games, I'm the type of guy that picks the assassin type role, knowing what he's getting into and favoring it. The Slayer seemed like the best match for me, seeing as I do like to play with friends and we picked accordingly. In this gameplay, you see me with a warrior at level 8. In future gameplay videos, you'll see me with a warrior and a priest in most cases involving, group activities such as dungeon runs or boss fights or just messing around and doing stupid stuff because that's what we do best. The overall playability of this game is known to get tiring for a lot of people, seeing as leveling does become a challenge and early questing can get annoying with the system of combat, but for me, it's the exact opposite. Though the quest lines have yet to pick up and make perfect sense to me as of right now, leveling in combat is always a new fight to fight and I'm always up for the challenge. I greatly enjoy the game itself, TERA Online.